And in the beginning, she just say, "Do you know how days today?"
So for now, like how long have you been together?
Thank you, Taiwan.
So for you guys, like how did your parents like? What was your parents' reaction?
Hey, boy, don't date any girl from other countries.
I think like what is the main difference between boys like boyfriend Latvia and Taiwan? 嗨，大家好，我是欧亚林。然后今天呢，边我请我的一个拉脱维亚的朋友Lana来分享一下她的爱情故事。因为她已经有那个台湾的男朋友，然后他们已经在一起也蛮久了，所以今天他们会一起来，然后分享一下他们的爱情故事。他们就是怎么认识啦，然后在一起多久了呢？等等的，有什么开心的，有什么不开心的地方呢？所以希望你们会喜欢这种影片。好，我们现在开始。
大家好，我是 Clam.
And my name is Lana. I guess you already saw me in a previous video. So yeah, today me and my boyfriend gonna introduce you our little love story. I hope you will like it. Thank you.
Romantic.
So for the first question, let me ask you, like, how did you know each other?
Okay, you start first. You're
Okay.
fortunate.
I go first. At that time, I was exchange student in Latvia, like 3 years ago, and then I went to another university. And at that time, it was a Chinese competition. People call it Chinese bridge. And at that time, I saw Lana. She wore like a really red and really cute, looked like an apple. So I just called her, "Hey, 小苹果." Then I met her.
Oh.
So my story is like, at that moment I studied Chinese in the University of Latvia, and I studied about like 8 months, but however my Chinese was totally not good. And they organized like Chinese bridge competition, and I decided like, why not to try? It could be fun. And yeah, I just met him there.
So for now, like how long have you been together?
3 more years.
4 years, yes. In May 1st will be 4 years.
Oh,
yeah.
That's quite long. So during that time, like, Lana, do you speak Chinese already or not yet?
I just attended Chinese courses, but my Chinese was super bad.
Okay.
I just can say, oh, ni hao. That's all.
So
谢谢.
when you met, like, you speak in English to each other or in Chinese?
English.
In English.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
English.
Was there like any difficulties for you, like at the beginning, like maybe like communication problems or maybe like something else?
Like cultural difference, language just a little bit. Just sometimes I need to use Google Translate to find some vocabulary to use.
For me, it was language because also at that moment, like 4 years ago, I did not speak English fluently. So sometimes I really need to use Google Translate to translate some word. Yeah, that was the only one challenge that I faced.
So like for the main language, like when you communicate, you usually use English. Do you use Chinese to communicate, like for your daily communication?
Yeah, now we tend to use more Chinese because Lana, she tried to practice her Chinese to make it better, and she's really 认真 to make it better.
Actually,
Yeah.
we use like a mix of Chinese and English. So sometimes it sounds really weird. Like, for instance, 你今天 want to eat 什么? Like just that, like that. It happens automatically. I just sometimes don't think about that. It just like happens when I speak.
So for you guys, like, how did your parents like? What was your parents' reaction like when they know like?
Oh my god! I want to hear this from you because I don't know what was her mom's reaction.
Oh, I talk about my dad first. When I went to another country, my dad just called me by the phone like, "Hey, boy, don't date any girl from other countries because me and your mom can't speak English."
Wow.
My mom's reaction was like, I guess she doesn't like take it too serious. I just said like, oh, I met like one guy and I want to go outside with him, hang it out, and she just like, okay. So she doesn't take it too serious at that moment. So her reaction was like pretty calm.
Okay. What do you think is the main difference between girlfriends in Taiwan and Latvia?
Oh, I think it's quite different. People more tend to freedom, something like that, to be free. And I think in Russia, Latvia, like people are more like conservative. For example, in Taiwan, maybe girl will hope like they can have their independence, like girl do everything by themselves. But in Russia or Latvia, they more like rely on men.
I guess it depends. Not everyone do like that, really. It just depends.
Yeah, it depends.
And then for Lana, what do you think? Like, what is the main difference between boys, like boyfriend, like between Latvia and Taiwan?
I guess as I mentioned, the Taiwanese are more like the cute side. That's all.
Okay.
Like, there's just no like huge difference. It just depends on the person.
Oh yeah, one extra point. Taiwanese girl in senior high school, they don't do makeup. But Lana told me that when she's studying senior high school or junior high school, girls start to do makeup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started to do makeup when I was like 14 or 15 years old. And in my opinion, it's like normal age to start to do makeup. Like, why not?
For you, like, did you have like any kind of traditions? Like, was hard for you to get used to because Lana has a different background from different country. Was there like any traditions in their country you need to get used to, but like it was hard for you or not?
She goes first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like traditions, as I mentioned, like Taiwanese are very family oriented. So, like no matter it's 中秋节, like Chinese New Year, 端午节, he always go back to Ilan to visit his grandparents. So yeah, for me it was like a little bit. I'm not used to that. And in his grandma's house, there's like lots of people. Aunts, cousins, like everyone is like almost like 20 people in one little house, and I'm like, oh my god, what happens here? So they like to celebrate no matter what, like together in a big family.
And is it hard for you to remember like who's like Agong I like?
Oh god, yeah. Sometimes he's like, oh, I meet my cousin, and I'm Martin, and I'm like, oh.
She can't remember my
I can't
cousins.
remember. Sorry.
How about you? Like, is there like any traditions like in Latvia like you need to get used to, but it was hard for you?
I just hear about some like their tradition, but here it's hard to do it. Like I remember she told me her family every like Christmas or New Year, they tend to cut a big tree from the forest and decorate it as Christmas tree. And I just, you cut a tree! You cut the tree! And then the tree just be removed to move to home and just stay for a couple days and throw away.
Not a couple days, maybe like 1 month. Yeah, 1 month.
1 month.
I also do that.
You also
So
do
it's
that?
normal.
And I think they are more like important for people to celebrate something by a ceremony, Christmas, and Women's Day.
Women's Day, March 8th.
8th.
Yes,
Yeah.
also very important.
So you taught him about that, right?
Yes.
In Taiwan,
Many,
we don't
many times.
celebrate it. And in the beginning, she just say, "Do you know what day is today?" I just, what day is today?
Yes.
It's
I think
Saturday.
families don't tend to like give flowers to women. For me, it was also like, wow, it's a crazy.
Oh yeah, in Russia and Latvia or some like Slavic woman, flower is very, very important to them. Yeah.
The bigger, the better. Yeah.
Was it hard for you to get used that in Taiwan like there's so many Valentine's days? Because I'm not sure like how's it in Latvia, like how many, like usually you have like only
Only
Valentine's
one,
on
like,
April, right? But in Taiwan like you have like 4 or 3.
Now
like,
we have another extra one, like 七夕.
七夕,
So
yeah.
when she start here, she just like, oh, I get one more like a meat
I was so
today.
happy about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Taiwan.
Oh.
Like, I know you're not married yet, but like for the wedding, like what is the main difference between wedding like in Taiwan and Latvia?
Who goes first?
Okay, maybe I can try. Like me and him, we attend already 2 weddings. Like his friends get
My
married.
friends.
And I saw like a very huge difference. First, like Taiwanese like to celebrate like very big, huge weddings. It's like very, very pretty, and it looks very expensive also. The second one, the main difference, like there is no wedding cake in the end. I was like so shocked, like where's wedding cake?
You mean the big one to cut?
Yeah, to cut. Like we also have tradition, like couple should cut the first piece of cake, but here male. Also the bride, she don't wear like a white dress.
Oh yeah, here we don't tend to wear white dress.
Yeah, because I guess red symbolizes like money or.
Yeah, red means lucky.
In your daily life, like, what you really gonna like talk about?
Talk about.
What we gonna to eat?
Yeah, what we gonna to eat? Oh, where's more milk flour?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Like, where's more milk?
Some cultural conflict. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's normal. Just like every couple do, so we're not something unusual.
Yeah. When I wanna eat some traditional Taiwanese food, just like I wanna eat pizza.
Yeah, I like more like Western food. I don't like to eat Taiwanese food that much. Maybe once in a month is okay. Or 2
But
times in a
now,
month.
but recently you like 卤肉饭 so
Yeah,
much.
卤肉饭 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first years she come here just 卤肉饭 just what's
I was
this?
so shocked.
Yeah, she just and now she just 卤肉饭.
Just my taste changed during this 3 years, so.
During your like relationship, like was there like any funny moment because of the culture differences?
Oh, it's really a lot, and it's the most lovely part I like. Like every time when she feels sleepy and call me and they say, "Oh, 晚上我要睡觉了," and I just, "Oh, you will 吃水饺, you eat dumpling."
Yeah, because for me it's very hard to pronounce tones.
Mm.
Yeah, like 睡觉 and
睡觉.
it sounds the same.
It makes you so cute.
And for the last question, like, what do you think is the best age to get married? I mean, like, just like in general, not necessarily for you, but I mean, just in general.
I think it will be more than 30 will be better because man need to have some social status and he need to fight for his work, his business, maybe he will be an entrepreneur.
Okay. And how about Lana? What do you think is the best age?
For me, maybe like 27, 28. But if we are speaking like generally about Latvian people, we tend to get married earlier. Like some of my friends, they're the same age as me, like 24, and they're
Not
already
18?
married.
Not 18?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I know, I'm 18. So they're already married, some of them have kids. So we tend to marry earlier,
Okay.
which I don't judge, it's normal. Also, just need to look what works for you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's it like for the day video. Like, thank you very much. Thank you. So let's say bye bye together to the camera, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 好，我们下次见，拜拜。